Now, that's everything I know about this girl. I can have my passport. I got a plane to catch in a couple of hours. Your lordship. Wait, I'll tell you.
You are Pico Rain. You shared the room with Juliet Blake. I regret, mademoiselle, the matter of identifying the body. Your passport, please.
I gave him mine already. Go ahead.
Sinclair. Lord Sinclair. We are honored. Did you know the deceased?
No, why should I?
She was a British subject.
There are 50 million of us.
Well, then, what do you want with me? My knowledge of English is what you put on a cue ball, a spin, you know.
The questions are necessary, gentlemen. They are part of my job.
Well, then, why don't you do your job, pal, and find out why she drowned?
How does anybody drown? Water enters the lungs.
Yes, it's quite simple. You can do it without even a lesson.
One hairpiece, one wristwatch, one beach bag found near the sign warning swimmers that part of the beach was unsafe, and the body of a girl. Death by drowning. These are the simple facts.
The wristwatch isn't waterproofed. Why would you go swimming wearing it?
Yeah. Answer that question for his lordship.
Perhaps she was distraught.
Distraught? Did you ever hear of a dame distraught enough to go swimming with a hairpiece on?
I personally
Gentlemen,
didn't,
these
but
are very
obviously
busy times, and I'm badly overworked. If you wish to make something of this, let me assure you these incidents are not uncommon.
Incidents?
The body of some poor unfortunate is found in our beautiful bay, meant for pleasure rather than death. The lungs full of salt water, no marks, no bruises, a simple casualty of the undertow.
Now, just one moment, Inspector. I'm beginning to wonder if there's not another casualty here, something in the line of a proper police investigation.
I do my best under the circumstances.
What circumstances is that?
You must understand, gentlemen, that I am hopelessly understaffed, and this is the holiday season.
I gotcha. So this girl that we go fish out of the water ends up nothing more than shark bait, huh? What did you call it a minute ago, an incident? I'll tell you something. If this was some Maharani or Maharaja or somebody like that, you'd have your police cars driving all over the water looking for evidence and suspects. You
have positively identified the body?
It's Julie.
Thank you. You may all go. You may go.
Our passports.
In due course.
When is that due going to be coursed, sir?
Where is the inquest to be held?
When?
A day, 2 days, a week.
Lucky I talk police. What he's saying is when he's good and ready.
These things take time.
Now, what are you going to do about Julie?
Yeah, nothing. He's going to take Julie's file and stick it in the bottom of some drawer somewhere. Nothing.
He can't do that. You've got to find out how she died.
She went into the water, death by drowning, perhaps an accident, most likely suicide.
Julia'd never do that. Never. What's she... He doesn't care. I mean, nobody cares.
Come on, you're wasting your
If she never existed.
Keep my passport handy. Because if you think that's an ugly picture in it, wait till you see what I look like when I see you again.
Well, what do you think?
What do I think? I think it is very difficult to appear stupid.
An excellent performance. You appear just callous enough to stir them into action.
I am most grateful to you, Judge Fulton.
Oh, nonsense. Small return for all the help you've given me in the past. What do you think of them?
Most acute.
You seem puzzled.
Why this charade? They're friends of yours, aren't they?
Oh, of course they are.
Why don't you just ask them to help me?
Because it's the last thing they'd do. The mere thought of being involved in a good cause and they'd be off like a pair of greyhounds. You wouldn't see their tails for dust.
What makes you so sure they'd get to the bottom of this?
Justice, a sense of justice, my dear Blanchard, pops up in odd places. Besides, they're gamblers. They like the long end of the odds. Makes them aware that they're, well...
Alive. Julie was always so alive. Just doesn't seem possible.
Do you think it was an accident, her drowning?
Julie? Never. She was a 500-meter champion before she ever became a dancer.
Are you a dancer too?
Yes.
You work here with Julie?
Yes, a grotty little club called La Rev. If you really want to laugh, I'm one of the Quinn Travis Go-Go girls.
What was Julie like?
She was a nice kid, full of life.
Boyfriends?
Julie was very choosy. You had to be right straight with her.
Well, there's nothing so wrong with that, is there?
I love it. I love it.
That makes her sound awful. She never did anything really wrong. It's only that Julie Brett wasn't just a name, 2 words that add up to nothing. I mean, people aren't just flies that you squash and lick off your wrist. It's more than that. I mean, somebody's got to sit up and say, Julie Lake was here. Nobody's got a right to dismiss her life that way. I feel so helpless. I don't want Julie to just end up in a police file, buried and forgotten. I don't know what to do.
Daniel, how would you like to make sure Inspector Blanchard never forgets Julie or us?
You mean dig a little bit, right?
Yes, stir a few things up, throw the cat in amongst the pigeons.
Nicely put.
But why should you two want to help?
Because we'd like to shove it in the face of this inspector a little bit.
I suppose you could put it that way. Come on, I'll take you home.
Oh, no, I've got a rehearsal. Our fearless leader's called one for this afternoon.
I'll tell you what, why don't you spend the day with His Majesty the Prince here, and I'll go square it with, what's his name?
Quinn Travis.
Quinn Travis. Right, I'll see you later. Toodaloo. See you later.
Mind the step.
Move it, move it, move it, move it, move it. Now sharp. Good. Sharp. listen. Nearly finished. Now back and big finish. That's better.
Excellent, excellent, wonderful. Author. Terrific.
Terrible. They were all left feet.
And you're all mouth.
Oh, charming.
Listen, Mr. Mouth, I mean, Mr. Who is it?
Travers.
How do you do?
Quinn Travers.
Right, nice
Who
to
are
see
you?
I've come to tell you that Pico won't be coming to work tonight.
Oh, poor girl. Well,
Right.
it was terrible for her.
Oh, yes,
I mean,
terrible.
you heard about Julia.
Yes, you mean about the drowning and
Oh, I
everything.
heard.
Yeah.
Who did you say you were?
I'm Inspector Headstone of the Death Squad International branch, and I'm here to talk to you. You know, I've got to talk to you.
Talk about what?
Well, about Julie Blake. That's what I want to talk
Well,
about.
she was a
What else?
dancer. Nice move. And what squad?
The Death Squad. Now, look, I just want to ask you some questions. Did you notice anything unusual in her behavior? Something different that would make it...
Unusual?
Yes.
Well, if you call giving me 24 hours notice unusual, yes.
Yes, I see.
But she's like the rest of them. She probably found a rich boyfriend.
Probably.
Inspector who?
Headstone, I've got my card here somewhere. Let me show it to you. Well, maybe it'd be better if I take you downtown.
Look,
You know,
all I want to know is what you want.
All I want to know is what you know. Now, that's all I want, just the facts. Now, I'd like to check out this joint. Where's
Well,
the dressing room, sir?
Suit yourself. It's
Right.
not my place.
Thank you.
Inspector.
Headstone. Don't you listen? Headstone, get it?
All right, ladies. From the top. Now get ready. And go. 1, 2, 3, and go. Now move it.
Kessler. What's his first name? Lanny Kessler.
There you are. All of a sudden, the gay, exciting life of a traveling troupe begins to tarnish at the edges.
You seem to know how to take care of yourself.
So did Julie.
Would you believe he got away?
Oh.
Who was he?
Never seen him before.
Right, what was he after?
I think this is a picture missing.
What is it?
It's Julie's trophy book. Well, some people collect autographs. She collected pictures of her boyfriends.
Have you any idea whose picture is missing?
No, none at all.
Was she seeing anybody out here?
Well, she had a few friends, but there was someone she was quite excited about seeing.
Or someone from the past or someone new?
I don't know. She must have seen him, though, because she missed rehearsal yesterday, and she didn't come back here last night.
Well, have you any idea where she went?
No, none. She rented a car. Is that any help?
Well, it could be. Let's try the rent-a-car agencies.
Isn't your friend supposed to meet us here?
What else are friends for, except to desert you in the hour of need?
Just seems impossible to believe that she died for no reason.
Well, it should be obvious now that someone thought there was reason enough.
Then you are convinced it was no accident.
Murder never is.
Blake. Julie Blake.
That's it. Have you any idea who checked her out?
Oui, monsieur. I did myself.
Oh, when?
You are a good friend of hers?
Yes.
Yes, I am. Why?
She forgot to pick up the balance of her deposit.
Balance?
Of course. We had to take out for the other expenses. For the flat tire and the bent wheels she left behind.
That's Julie, all right.
And we had to send out a truck to pick up the car.
Where? Right. Thank you. How's your French?
No, no.
Is that it?
Oui, oui.
You wait here. Bonjour, monsieur. Bonjour. Je cherche des renseignements concernant une jeune femme qui s'y intéresse ici.
Ah, à mon âge, je peux vous donner tous les renseignements sur les jeunes femmes. Pour certaines, c'est le diable qui a pris la forme d'une femme. Oui. Si cette jeune femme-là qui est avec vous a une ressemblance quelconque avec la destructrice des pompes qui est sur cette...
Julie was here, all right. We saw her take a side road 100 yards on.
Then you remembered her?
Remember that? You can't forget her. She reversed into his petrol pump. Anybody home? Tarzan must be out. And Jane must be shopping too.
They're all stuffed.
For one horrible moment, I thought I was going deaf. You have quite a collection of birds.
Mr. Kessler is known internationally as an ornithologist.
I have a similar reputation myself. I was rather under the impression we were expected.
Mr. Kessler is in conference at the moment. He said nothing to me.
And we shall wait while you announce us.
Oh, certainly, Lord Sinclair. Matthew Crane, I am Mr. Kessler's executive assistant. If you and the young lady would care to make yourselves comfortable. Oh, forgive me. I must answer that. The lounge is just through the arch.
Kessler ring a bell?
No. Hey, that was pretty clever of you to find out his name that way. Slick operator, aren't you?
Talent I acquired.
Hey, what's this Lord bit?
That's a talent I inherited.
Crane here.
The two that just arrived.
You're sure? All right, don't worry. Just keep out of sight until I get rid of them.
Lanning Kersler. You recognize him?
Mm.
I suppose it's hardly surprising, despite the fact he is a very large international financier. He's one of those people who likes his corporations public, but his life very private.
Too private, I'm afraid. Welcome to the Kersler Monastery.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for barging in like this. The door was open and...
Oh, don't be silly. It's marvelous to have visitors.
You've got a lovely place, Mrs. Kersler.
Lisa. And you?
Pico Rain. And this is Lord...
Sinclair. Brett Sinclair. Very nice to meet you.
Lord Sinclair.
Really?
I'm sorry, Lord Sinclair. Mr. Kersler is very busy and cannot see you.
Well, it'll only take a few moments, and I have come all the way up here.
No, it's quite out of the question, I'm afraid.
Call him. I'm sure he can manage 2 minutes.
And he's in conference and left orders not to be disturbed.
Get him, Matthew. Tell Lanning I want him down here immediately.
This is what I'm offering. 1/3 cash, 2/3 in notes, redeemed at any time.
What about my offer? Cash for those subsidiaries. All I'm asking for is a handshake agreement.
Now, look, if it's all the same to you, I'd like to have it down on paper so I can show these people in Texas.
Texas. Remember that deal we put together back in Houston?
That was Dallas. 6 years ago next week.
Houston, don't fool with my photographic memory.
Mr. Kersler, I'm sorry to interrupt, sir.
I thought I told you I wanted no interruption.
You have visitors.
Visitors?
Your wife said they'll only take a few minutes. I'm sure you can dismiss them very quickly.
Come along, Daniel. We need the break anyway.
Right, yeah. When are you going to be in London again?
Well, I don't know. You know, I fly here, I fly there.
So when Lanning said it was a mountain retreat, I had no idea how cut off from the world this place would be.
Thank you.
Please, sit down.
Who was the first one that stuffed these birds?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. Well, here I am.
How on earth did you
What, young lady?
manage to find a place like this?
I'd be more interested in how you found this place.
Now,
Miss,
Lanning, there's no need to pose as some ogre ready to devour our visitors. Can I introduce Miss Pico?
Hi. I'm Danny Wilde, and you're very cute. You're cute yourself.
Cut it out.
What did you say? I didn't hear you, sir.
I said I didn't catch your name.
Oh,
You're
I
free.
see. Thank you. My name is Danny Wilde. What's yours?
Sinclair. Brett Sinclair.
Good for you.
Lord Brett Sinclair.
Lord Brett Sinclair. Well, double good for him. What am I supposed to do? Curtsy?
Well, it certainly wouldn't be out of place with the rest of your behavior.
That's one up on you, Danny boy.
Well, you're in good company, I can see that. Will you excuse me?
Now, Lord Sinclair, let's come to the purpose of your visit.
I wonder whether we could have a few moments alone together. It is rather private.
Excuse. They want to be alone. Now, do you know he's a lord? You know, really. Have you seen his papers or his pedigree? Have you seen where he came from?
All right. What brings you here?
Julie Blake.
So, she sent you. I might have known.
Why don't you tell me then? Then we'll both know.
You came up here uninvited, and I'm quite busy. Let's not play games.
I'm not playing games, Mr. Kersler.
Lisa? Lisa? You want to talk about Julie? Talk in front of my wife.
What is it, darling?
Lord Sinclair has something to tell us about Julie Blake.
Then you both know her.
She knows I had an affair with Julie 3 years ago.
Then, forgive me, what was she doing here 3 years after the event?
Trying to blackmail me. Just like you are, I suppose. But you see, my wife knows everything. So there's no point to your visit.
How's this for a point? Julie Blake is dead.
I I got Kessler hooked on a deal now, and we're all right for the next few,
That's him.
What? Who?
That's him.
What man? What do you mean it's him? Who is he?
The man I told you about, the man in my room. That was him, and that's the car.
Are you absolutely sure?
Absolutely.
This must be the place.
I'm sorry. Truly sorry. How did it happen?
She drowned.
How terrible.
Is that why you came here? To tell us about that girl?
No, we don't know the circumstances. We thought you might be able to help us trace her movements during those last few hours.
Afraid we can't help you any further. Last time we saw her, she was alive. What happened afterwards?
Is there anything else?
At the moment, no.
Then you must excuse me.
Hello, it's us again. You finished with your private business?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Wynne. Pico, we should be leaving. Mrs. Kessler, Mr. Kessler?
Goodbye. Excuse me for a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, gotta talk to you. Don't go so fast.
You are about as subtle as a 15-shilling
What?
hairpiece.
What's
How
the
did you get here?
Pico will have to fill you in. Goodbye. It was so nice to see you. I can have visitors again on Wednesday. Thank you. Call that number in London.
What number?
You know the
Fine, I'll
number.
stop
London
gibbering.
number. Call it. Dum-dum. Oh, Crane.
About your call to Texas, sir. There's a 5 or 6 hour delay.
Oh, there is. Oh, well, what do you suggest I do?
Well, you may as well stay the night. You'll find everything you need in the bedroom, upstairs, next to the study.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot. See you later. Bye. Call me when that call comes, will you? So long.
I can't believe it. I'm shocked. It's beyond all comprehension.
Aren't you rather overacting a little bit, my darling?
She was here in this very room. You saw her. A beautiful child.
She was trying to blackmail us.
She was so vital, so alive.
There was so much at stake.
She's dead now.
A terrible thing, Lanny. But you must realize the danger she represented. The whole Kersler empire would have crashed at the breath of a scandal.
You killed her, and you don't seem to care. What kind of people are you?
Show him, Matthew.
Houston. You met him in Houston. It was Dallas. Make one more mistake like that, my friend, and you'll end up in the bay like Julie Blake did.
I'm going to meet Danny. If we're not back by 12:30, you drive to the garage, call Inspector Blanchard. And you stay there. Okay?
Come on in. Come on in, your lordship.
always late. Always.
What do you mean, late?
Late.
Why weren't you there to open the front door?
Late and wrong. I told Pico you were supposed to come the side door, the back door,
It was
not the
back
front
door. I've never come through a servant's entrance in my life. I don't see why I should start now.
Well, listen.
Did you dig anything up about Kersler?
Yes, there's a room there full of his secrets. I found out something else.
What's that?
He likes birds. I had a cousin who gave his mother for a birthday a very exotic bird, spoke 5 different languages. Well, a couple of days later, he gets worried. He calls his mother and he says, well, listen, Ma, did you get my present? And she said...
Delicious.
Wait a minute. Delicious, he says. But, Ma, that was a genuine South African cockamamie bird, and it spoke 5 different languages. And she said...
Then he should have said something.
You know, it is... It's locked.
How do we get in then?
Well, with ingenuity, craftsmanship, logic.
You stole the key.
Right. Well. It looks like a do-it-yourself empire building kit.
I prefer a Rembrandt on the wall myself.
Excuse me. What are we supposed to be looking for again? What is it?
Daniel, you are a high finance expert, right?
That's me. I love the word.
You also love figures.
Right. What kind of figures?
Feast your eyes on those.
Right. Okay. Let's see. On top of old Smoky. Hey, how do you like that?
Like what?
A stock I bought about 3 weeks ago went up 4 points.
Oh, well, I tell you, Daniel, I'd like it even more if I'd bought some. Why is it everything you told me to buy just drops 4 points?
Get a better broker.
What have we got here? A People's Index. Names, photographs, dates, and places, presumably when and where they met. Even what the weather was like. See what the W's bring forth. Wilbur's Arnold Wickley. Wild Daniel. 64. Couldn't be your age, could it? No. Place, Dallas.
Dallas?
The weather was fine.
Wait a minute.
Occupation,
Wait a minute.
travel.
Wait a minute.
Fast car.
Dallas. I was right. He was wrong. It wasn't Houston. It was Dallas. I was right.
Is there any chance of getting in on this conversation?
Yeah, listen,
with yourself?
Kessler's supposed to have this photographic memory, right?
Is
right?
he? I didn't know.
Yeah, right. Well, if he's got a photographic memory, how come he can't remember the difference between Dallas and Houston, huh?
Well, you tell me.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm putting 2 and 2 together.
And what are you coming up
I'll
with?
tell you what. Why don't you go snoop around and see what you can find? I'm going to go back to these books. I think we're coming up with something, pal. Oh, what a lousy picture.
I thought it was quite good, actually. All vintage years.
Well, your lordship, I haven't seen a set of books like this since my Uncle Louis was an accountant for a bootlegging firm in the 20s. Fantastic.
34. I didn't know there were any bottles of that left. Now, where do they keep the glasses? Strange, they leave their ledgers open, but lock up their glasses.
Transfers of stock holdings flow from one majority ownership to another. Started 1 year ago. Very secret. Kessler's holdings being liquidated and moved to a neutral corporation. And then they're forming a new holding company.
Those figures tell us something?
Well, it's the kind of a plan I would put into motion if I were going to retire.
Or die.
Kessler?
Come and look at the late show.
Hey, what's that all about?
Well, it's not just an ordinary home movie.
Hmm.
One and only Lanning Kessler.
Yeah, that's who it is, Kessler.
Look at these cassettes. Hands, walking, gestures, golf, eyes, smile. You know what this is all about?
Tell me.
My dear Daniel, this is a complete cassette course in how to be Lanning Kessler.
Got it. Well, he fooled me.
Yeah, but he didn't fool an old bedmate.
Julie Blake.
That's right. She found out that this one is not the real Lanning Kessler. So she got a quick lesson in drowning.
Well, I hate to walk out on a movie, but...
I think we're better.
I can't wait to tell this Inspector Blanchard what we found.
Yes, it'll take the smile off his smug face.
Yeah, right. It could be for me, you know.
Self-denial is healthy.
Listen, if you like bird stories, you're gonna love this one.
Who is he down there?
Nobody here but us birds.
There you are, Mr. Martin.
Yeah, right.
I was looking for you in your room. Your call to Texas has just come through.
Oh, wonderful. Is there any place up here I can take it?
Well, yes, in the study.
Oh, good. Yeah, we'll take it in the study. Let's not waste electricity. Okay, then it's a deal, is it? Right, then I have the authority to sign all the contracts. Okay, fine, yes. It'll be 2 corporations, $1 million apiece. Talk to you on Thursday, 8 o'clock, right. Your time, bye. Matthew, it's all set.
This calls for celebration. The contracts are all ready.
Okay.
Red, is that you?
Where's Sinclair? Where? One false move from you, and you're both dead, do you understand?
Come on. I don't think Dan is going to be able to stalk Rain in the case as much. What's the matter? You got something in your eye? Let me have a look. I think I've got a clean handkerchief. Oops. Yes, well, I suppose it's quite a nice evening for a walk.
You know, you're lucky. These corporations are worth a lot more than $2 million.
Well, then why are you selling them at such a bargain?
I need the cash to maneuver. Without my personal attention, the entire Kessler empire would collapse overnight.
Here's to everybody getting what they deserve, right?
In there.
What are you looking for?
The rest of the car so we can drive out of here. See, there's a carburetor.
Oh, I have plans for that 2 million cash. Another deal, strike quickly, get out fast. That's what keeps me alive.
The best advice I ever heard.
What's going on?
You can stop the act now.
What do you mean?
I think Mr. Wilde knows.
Knows what?
That you're a phony and the real Kessler's dead, huh? Excuse me, but who are you?
Morgan Alcott, a rather inferior actor.
Well, I don't think you were so bad.
With one rather remarkable talent.
Yes, for looking exactly like your dear departed husband. What did he die of? Kisses?
It was a natural death, in his sleep. Can't imagine how unprepared we were.
Yes.
But if it got out, we wouldn't have had time to...
That's it. You needed time, didn't you, to be able to transfer his stocks to corporations that you controlled.
You understand?
Sure, I understand. I'm a businessman. Perhaps we could, in some way...
Don't be ridiculous.
Well, there's no harm in exploring the situation.
Right.
Exactly what would you want to come in with us?
What's the going price for this actor?
$1 million and a new identity.
Oh, well, that's not a bad contract for such a short engagement.
What?
Oh, didn't you tell him what a short engagement it was going to be? Well, don't you see, they can't keep any loose ends floating around. They're going to really have to prove that Kessler is dead.
That's just about enough, Mr. Wilde.
What does he mean?
Well, what I mean is that the rest of the world thinks that Kessler's alive, right? Now, I had a look at your book, sweetheart. And none of these transactions are going to work unless you can prove and come up with a body.
That's enough.
Right? Now, they're going to need a body that looks like Kessler, right? Well, you look like Kessler. I think they're going to star you in a funeral.
Hello, Noddy. Have you had enough sleep?
I'll tell you what we could do. Leave word with the hall porter for a late call and a cup of tea.
Oh, help me up, will you, your lordship? Oh, my head, that gravel. If I ever get a hold of him,
Yeah?
All right, what are we going to do now, pal?
Well, how do you feel about three-handed bridge?
Well, I only see two of us, so...
You remember Pico?
There are three of us. Pico, how are you?
Forget your manners, that's
All right, what do we got here now? Oh, look at that. Look at that. We got a lot of oil, rags, and we got gasoline, a lot of gasoline, enough to blow up a tank. We could even build
You're
one.
planning a Molotov cocktail.
Right.
No bomb.
Well, that's all right. We'll take these cans and we'll take these rags and stuff them in, right? In the gasoline, a lot of them. Then we'll take a long fuse and then we'll light it.
And blow ourselves up.
That's it.
See, Pico, I told you not to worry. Our Daniel always thinks of a way out of everywhere.
Hey, pal, this is wood. It's all wood.
Yeah, well, if you're planning on burning our way out, Sherlock, it won't work.
What if nothing works?
Oh, that's all right. I left a time bomb in the house.
How far will you two go?
Well, we can't just close our eyes and hope they'll go away, can we?
Maybe Danny Wilde was right. How will you account for Kessler's disappearance if you don't produce a body?
How can I explain to you there's nothing to worry about?
Have you two planned to kill me all along?
Of course not.
You must learn to trust us, as we trust you. If you really don't believe us, take the car key and go out of those doors and drive away from us. And your $1 million.
It's a trick. Some kind of trick.
Come on, Matthew. It's getting late. Some of us must get some rest.
You got some marshmallows? No?
Yes, sir. Slip out and get some.
It's a shame.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful.
I'm mortified. Oh, terrible.
No, Daniel, you get extra effort.
What? Well, that's all right. You know, look. I did it.
Come with me, quickly.
Beautiful, beautiful, Daniel. Beautiful. I love that short-arm jab.
Get in the car.
Here's the key.
Paul Morgan Alcott. Not a bad act. He was so predictable.
Yes. Well, that would seem to take care of 3 dangerous witnesses.
Not to mention one no longer necessary husband. Did you fix the door knocks?
Everything. They're on the way down now.
Good. Make sure they go all the way down.
Right.
First day out of driving school. Guess what? I don't have to. Somebody fix the brakes. Right. Slop. What do you mean? That was a perfect 4-wheel drift. How would you stop something like this?
I suppose there's any point.
Huh?
Oh.
Let's get out of here. They really fixed us good, didn't they?
Look.
Cook it, River.
Bravo, bravo.
Come here, that was marvelous. Here,
The proper shampoo for you all.
I'm sorry, I have a part.
You forgot to return for your passports.
Oh.
And my thanks.
My pleasure. Here, have a drink. Why don't you give this to His Lordship here? Your Majesty, the Commissioner wants to talk.
Lord Sinclair, if there's anything I can do...
Can you do the chicken?
Chicken?
Oh, well, forget it. I'll keep these.